Welcome to my new method of transport for getting down the pub. I call it my pub scooter. Here we go. First time punting in a while. So here we are, December the 30th. And yeah, looks lovely. I've got a new mic for Christmas, so I thought I'd give that a go. Plan is to head out down the Fleets, maybe turn right, go to Tollesbury, see how far I get up there. Could be nice. As you can see, it's low tide. I think low tide's in about 20 minutes. But obviously in a duck punt that doesn't make any difference. Go out whenever. So I reckon this is probably the first proper sail that I've had since regatta, which is in, well, the middle of August. So that's why there haven't been any punt videos recently. But I just thought, I put a message on the WhatsApp group, but it was a little bit short notice. So maybe we'll do something tomorrow. We'll see how today goes. If it's quite good fun down there, we can maybe see if we can get a few more of us to go down. So yeah. Just left the Hard. I'm sailing through this sort of gap here, which separates the fleets. It separates Mersea Fleet from Thorn Fleet, and it's called the Gut. I almost forgot what it was called then. Must be losing the plot. So yeah, part of the reason for coming out today is to test my new mic, see if we get much wind noise. So hopefully that'll work out better. But yes, very nice. The only problem with today is obviously the wind. The wind is northerly, it's quite cold, and it's running up and down the Fleet. So although this is going to be a lovely run down with a very, 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 the last of the ebb, I'm going to be beating back up these, but with the tide, so it shouldn't be too bad. And if it doesn't work out, I can always drop the rig and row in. So lovely. See how we get on. There's hardly any boats out. All the moorings, or pretty much all the moorings, are empty, apart from a few yachts and a few fishing boats that are working throughout the year. Just sailing past Packing Marsh. There's the packing shed. That noise you can hear in the background is one of the oyster dredging boats. He's working up Deutsch. There's a channel called Deutsch, or Little Deutsch, which is just behind me there. I don't know if you can see him over the marsh or the mud flats. So he's dredging for oysters. He'll filter them for about 3 weeks and then sell them up in London. Very popular, very nice actually. Here we go. You can see from the way this yacht is laying, this poor old neglected yacht, one of the only boats that's still out here. You can see the tide is still ebbing, but it's literally got 5-10 minutes to go, and then that'll be it. And that should help me a little bit going into Tollesbury Creek, or Tollesbury Fleet. So yeah, Evening Star. Yeah, once upon a time that was somebody's pride and joy. Now sailing across Salcott Creek behind me. Now that's normally, in the summer, that's full of yachts. Full of yachts on moorings. I think there might be one or two up there. Just heading around this point here. It's called Old Hall Point. And then we'll round up, or head up, and hopefully it should be a reach. Be a nice reach all the way down to Tollesbury. It shouldn't take too long. Like I say, the worst bit I think should be coming back, where it will be a fair tide beat. I might row. After Christmas I could do with the exercise. Right, I should be able to round up around this point. Just let the bow come up. Might struggle pulling the sail in as I've only got one hand. That's okay. The sun is so low in the sky at the moment. Obviously we're only about a week after the shortest day, so yeah, the sun is literally barely crossing the horizon. I think it's about 15 degrees, something like that is the maximum it gets to. But actually it's not too cold, even though it's northerly. That sun has still got a little bit of power in it, especially going downwind. When it was downwind you couldn't feel the wind at all. Now you can just feel the chill. But when we were kids in the summer holiday, we used to come to Tollesbury Spit, but Tollesbury Spit used to be more sandy. As I remember, it was like a sandbank. Now it's sort of covered in oyster shells, or covered in oysters. So yeah, at low tide, when there was no water around the creeks of Mersea, we used to sail over here and capsize our boats. And then if it was a high tide, if the tide was high during that week, we'd go up to Ray Island and do the same there. So we always had somewhere to go. Beautiful. I dare say we'll set these birds off in a minute. There they go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that, lovely. Just love the noises you get out here. Flock of geese going past. Here we are, going slightly on the wind. You can just see the luff furling, so I may need to put a tack in, but I don't know. Tide should have turned by now, so that's going to be helping me. Fairly close to this lee shore now, but occasionally you get a lovely little puff and then just luff into it. It just keeps you away from that bank. Well, I might have to tack, but hopefully I'll get away with it. Yeah, look at that, just been headed. Oh, that's not looking good. Yes, I've had to put a tack in. But actually, it's quite nice because it gives your steering arm a rest. Admittedly, not much of one, because here comes the bank. Let's see if we can go round in one. Shuffle my weight forward a little bit. Dig the chine in. She's still going, look, she's still going, she's still going. There we are. And the sheet in. Look at that. Oh, I think I might pull the sheet in a little bit here because try and keep up on this shore. Yeah, there's one of those little puffs. Look at that. This is where we come to a fork in the in Tollesbury Fleet, and to starboard there is Old Hall Creek, and this is Tollesbury Creek on the to port. So it looks there's not a lot of it there, so we'll have a go, see how far we can get down here. There's a bit more breeze here than when I came last. I had a lovely sail down here in November a couple of years ago. I put it on YouTube. It was absolutely gorgeous, but there was hardly a breath of wind. So it'd be quite interesting to see how far I can get down here. And I've got my drone as well, so I might pop that up and we'll have a look. See what it looks like from the air. I love this. This is the best bit about a punt. Look at it. You've got a channel which is, I don't know what, 30 feet wide, if that? Not very deep as well. I can feel my oar bouncing along the bottom. And you've got no worries about coming down here. This is a lump I saw a couple of years back. I think there's actually less water today than there was when I came up here. Maybe it's silting up a little bit, I don't know. Tide is coming in now, so it's only going to get deeper. The bow wave is kicking up a bit of a wave there, look. I'm not sure how much further I'm going to be able to go down here. Let's keep going. Oh, I got very little steerage. I can't dig the chine in. Look at this. I think I might end up with a muddy boom. Whoop. Look at that. If I dip that boom too much, that's going to get a bit muddy. Way. Here we go. Come on. Round she goes. Come on, girl. Don't think I'm going to be sailing out of here somehow. I think I'll be paddling. Okay, I think the channel now is so narrow that I couldn't turn the punt round. It's literally, it's got to be 7 foot wide. Oh, there's lots of mud here, look. Cool, if only there was an industrial use for it, we'd be millionaires. Go on, here we go. I think I'm Definitely going to have to drop the rig coming out. This is... Yeah, so you can see the Tollesbury lightship in the distance. That's what that is. And yeah, the channel is getting narrower and narrower. Actually, look at the mud. Look at the height of the mud. I reckon from the seawall, all you'll see is like the top of the punt sail. Oop. I really don't want to get too much mud on the end of my boom. So, look at this. Still going. She's still going. There behind us, look. Oop. Here we go. So that's how wide the creek is. I've pretty much run it ground. You can actually see where I've had to punt. I've had to use the oar to push me along because I was scraping along the bottom. The other way, I think you might just be able to make out the lightship at Tollesbury. Let's see if I can get some height on that. Might just launch the drone. Wait for the tide to come in a bit. I really wanted to get up to the lightship, but you know, it's one of those things. It's look at that, fantastic. All right, get the drone out. So literally after about, I don't know, 15 minutes flying the drone, The tide has doubled the width of the channel. So let's go down there a little bit further. It's absolutely gorgeous sailing into the sunset. It's beautiful. Yeah, so even though the channel is wider, you can see it's literally the width of a duck punt. So what's that? 15 foot, 16 foot? 15 feet. It's more than enough. Onwards. Look at this. Wow. Looking up at moored boats there, look. It's an old Colvick, isn't it? Colvick Seamaster or... Oh. It's like threading the eye of a needle. Trying to not touch the sides. Oop. It's just fantastic. Oops, scared them off. Just lean the boat over gradually and she'll come round on the chine. Something's beeping. Then that must be me. Yeah, I think that's it. Although the channel is quite wide, you can see the bottom. It's literally it's only a few inches deep, and I'm probably not going to get much further up there. It's time is 3 o'clock now, so I don't really want to be back much after 4 because it will start getting dark. But look at that, that's a fantastic little trip. So I think I'm going to be paddle punting backwards just to try and get back up this creek, and then hopefully have a nice reach back to Mersea. Right, going to try and sail out this last bit of creek. It's come on the beam a little bit, but so hopefully we'll be able to paddle for about, I don't know, a few hundred metres, 400 metres. A bit out of breath, but here we go. Can feel the breeze. Luckily the breeze hasn't gone because I'm now punching the tide. So we're going. I think just around this corner is that sort of lump. Could do with it just a little bit more on the beam, but I'll squeeze around here. Maybe with a little bit of fending off. There we go. Don't know what we call that. We should name that something. We should name that something in the punting world where you push yourself up to windward to avoid tacking. There's that lump. And I think those two marks over there will mark the entrance to the creek. So hopefully once I'm away from these mud flaps, I should get a decent breeze. It'll see me all the way back to Mersea. Look at that, it's lovely. Oh no, there's lumps in front of me. That must be another one. Don't come up very often, so that's navigation mark number 10. So there's a few people over on the seawall walking off their Christmas dinners. And who can blame them? What a beautiful day. There we are, that's that lump I keep on going on about. The whale. Underneath the boom is the entrance to Tollesbury Creek. So that should be a lovely little sail down there. Hopefully just back in time before it gets dark. That sound, apart from the gurgling of my stomach, I must be hungry. There's when you get the flocks of these little terns come past, all you can hear is the wind. All you can hear is the breeze. It sounds a bit like a train in the distance coming past. Especially when you get a big flock of them, you know, a couple of hundred of them. Come past and all you can hear is this. Fantastic. Don't know if you can see him over there. If I come up, I'm sure he won't want to see me close to him. Here he goes, look. Yeah, I didn't think he'd hang around. Might pop his head up to have a look. Well, there's the last of the sun. Well, it's still got a way to go till it sets. Maybe another 10-15 minutes. Hopefully I should be round the corner and headed back in. Another sunset shot. The sunset keeps on getting better and better. nice little puff here, look. Just checked my GPS and I'm doing 1.4 knots. Which, to be fair, it feels faster than that. So it's less than walking pace, but so I think it might be dark by the time I get in. Hey. Oh well, could be worse places to be. Right, I think it's about time I drop the rig. So there's Old Hall Point over there. There's the Mersea quarters. So literally 5 minutes, I reckon I'll be back on the hard. Bit more speed now. 4 knots. Yeah, a little bit darker than I wanted it to be, but that's not too bad. Back safe. Lurch 1E signing off. Happy New Year, everyone.